The ocean is calm, but nothing about the moment feels peaceful. The air is thick with dread as Luna stands frozen on the sand, her mind racing, her heart pounding against her ribs with a force she can barely contain. Moments earlier, she had convinced herself that Quinn was walking away for good, that the worst had passed, that Quinn's fury had finally burned itself out. But the truth is far more dangerous, and Luna is about to learn that nothing is ever truly over when Quinn Fuller's emotions are involved. Quinn may be a woman of passion, but she is also unpredictable, and the sound of her footsteps turning back across the cold sand feels like the beginning of a nightmare Luna never imagined she would face. Quinn's eyes are filled with the kind of wild intensity that once made her one of Los Angeles's most feared women. For a while, many believed she had transformed, softened, evolved into someone who had left her darkest impulses behind. But Luna's presence, Luna's relationship with someone Quinn considers off-limits, Luna's influence in a world that Quinn believes she herself built through sweat, struggle and survival, has reawakened something lethal inside her. Luna can sense it the moment Quinn's shadow stretches long across the beach and the ocean wind catches the sharp, uneven breaths that signal Quinn's unraveling. What began as a confrontation about betrayal, boundaries, and family suddenly spiraled into something Luna never expected. Quinn's accusations were emotional at first: how Luna dared insert herself into a legacy she never earned, how she became a wedge in relationships Quinn still cared deeply about. But Luna's attempts to defend herself only fueled Quinn's rage, and the argument escalated until Quinn's voice cracked like a whip in the empty air. Luna thought it would end with harsh words and bitter tears. She never once considered the possibility that Quinn might take things to a violent edge. Yet here they are, Quinn holding the object Luna didn't see her grab earlier, her fingers tightening around it with chilling purpose. Quinn's voice lowers to a cold whisper, one that pierces the roaring crash of waves behind them. She speaks with a trembling certainty, as if she truly believes that Luna's existence has destroyed everything. The idea of the final shot is no longer a metaphor. It is real, terrifying, and immediate, and Luna's breath catches in her throat as fear begins to swallow her whole. The world around them seems to collapse into silence. Even the wind seems to pause. Luna's vision blurs with panic as Quinn raises her hand, aiming directly at her, her expression twisted with a mixture of heartbreak, possession, and righteous fury. Quinn believes she has been pushed to the edge, that this moment is her last attempt to reclaim control over the chaos consuming her life. Luna sees the flash of determination in Quinn's eyes, a look that tells her Quinn has convinced herself she has nothing left to lose. Luna instinctively steps backward, her feet sinking into the shifting sand as she struggles to stay upright. Her voice cracks as she pleads, her hands shaking, begging Quinn to stop, to think, to remember who she used to be. She tries to remind Quinn of her son, of the people who love her, of the life she fought so hard to rebuild. But Quinn's mind has already crossed a line that reason can no longer reach. She mutters that Luna took everything, her chance at reconciliation, her stability, her dignity, and that this is the only way to take it back. Quinn steadies her aim, her breathing measured and terrifyingly calm. Luna's knees weaken. Her heart races so quickly she feels it might break through her chest. For a split second, their eyes lock, Luna pleading, Quinn determined, and then Quinn squeezes her hand, taking the final shot. The sound echoes across the beach, sharp and violent, cutting through the serene rhythm of the waves. Luna's body jolts as the world seems to slow around her, spiraling into a haze of shock, disbelief, and raw terror. She collapses onto the sand, her breath knocked out of her as Quinn stares at her, the reality of what she has done beginning to seep into the edges of her consciousness. Quinn's chest rises and falls rapidly, her face contorting between triumph, regret, and panic as the gravity of the moment consumes her. The beach, once a peaceful refuge, becomes a scene of devastation. Quinn stands trembling, overwhelmed by the consequences of her rage, while Luna gasps and struggles, fighting to survive as the cold sand clings to her skin. This confrontation, born from jealousy, fear, and old wounds, has now exploded into a tragedy that will ripple through Los Angeles and the Forrester world for months to come. What happens next will fracture relationships, ignite investigations, and expose long-held secrets. Quinn's future becomes uncertain. Luna's life hangs in the balance. And the entire fashion empire will be pulled into a storm of blame, guilt, vengeance, and shocking revelations as the fallout of Quinn's final shot tears through the bold and the beautiful with unforgettable force.